let's address the philosophy of spending as little as you can on your marketing. Hi, I'm Ryan Gray from Law Firm Marketing Hub, and I hear this a lot. What's the least that we can start with? What's the smallest amount that we can test out? Now, I liken marketing and sales to some extent to the oxygen for your firm and your business. And I want to ask you this. If I said to you, look, I just want to lower the oxygen in my life to where I can just get by, what's the minimum oxygen I need? What would you say to me? Would you say that is an absolute ridiculous idea? And yet that's what we're doing to our law firms every single day. We're starving them of oxygen because we're being risk adverse. And I get it. You want to be safe. You want to be careful. You don't just want to blow a bunch of money on marketing and ads and all sorts of things that are untested. And I get that. But if we flip that philosophy on its head and we change it around to whoever can spend the most wins, and this is the case in every single industry and every single practice area. Whoever can spend the most to acquire a customer will always outcompete their competitors because they just can't do as much as you. They can't spend as much as you. You're able to spend and acquire the customer. Now, yes, you do have to have a system in place to acquire a customer. And that's fine, that's a given. There is an optimization process for that if you move through, you will end up with a machine that can bring on clients with perfect regularity. However, if you're playing it safe, you will almost never reach that point because it requires a bit of investment, it requires a bit of time, and it requires a bit of commitment. Now, that's the key word, commitment. If you commit to the process of solving the client acquisition process for your business, for your firm, then you will succeed because you will actually move through that process and knock down all of those obstacles in succession until you have solved the new client acquisition process. Now, if you look at it in the macro, which is along the lines of, all right, my first client or first couple of clients go to marketing and working that out, making sure that I have got a constant stream of new clients, you can actually work everything out on the back end. You can work out delivery. You can hire additional staff and team. Yes, painful as that is, you can actually do it. Again, there are appropriate systems and processes for that. But once you've got client acquisition sorted, the rest of your business is actually easy. The hardest part of being a business owner, of being the owner of a law firm, is that new client acquisition. And if you can get that solved, then you're home and hosed, but you need to build it as a machine. A friend actually once told me that you can drive across the country with 20 feet of headlights. And initially I kind of questioned him and said, well, how does that work? Like, I like to have the whole journey mapped out and that sort of thing. And he said, well, you actually don't. You just need to know your destination. And then you need to know the next 20 feet of where you're going next. And it makes sense because you're just knocking that next obstacle down. You're just driving that next 20 feet, that next 20 feet. And it becomes this perpetual improvement where your money-making machine starts changing from a job, from a painful problem for something that you have to deal with, to the machine is actually working now, and this new client acquisition is taken care of. And as a result, you're then just plugging the holes in the back end to keep up with the demand of what you're doing. And so your growth ends up on autopilot because you have that new client acquisition, that front end of your business, that front end of your firm sorted. So if you change from looking at it as, hey, what's the least I can spend? What's the least oxygen I can pump into this? To I'm committing to the process of solving this for my firm, then you're going to get much better results than someone who attacks the problem as what's the least I can do to get out of this? Because at the end of the day, every firm owner, every business owner for that matter, in every field is in the business of marketing. They just happen to provide whatever product or service they provide. Now, in most cases, you're in the business of marketing and to some extent sales. Now, law firm owners are in the business of marketing and they happen to practice law, not the other way around, not they're a lawyer and attorney and they do a bit of marketing. Using that mindset will actually kill your business. So hopefully that's helped you shift from what's the minimum I can do to how can I commit to this to get my money-making machine working.